like I missed it. I was like, man, I'm watching the video you just dropped. I'm like, man, I just missed it. So, man, you know, I was a little shook. I was like, man, he called from a private number. I didn't expect it. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm a big fan, man. I've been in New York since like 2014. So,
Oh,
yeah, man,
wow.
I've been a big fan. I've seen pretty much all your videos regarding hip hop, and I love your perspective when it comes down to it. So, I'm a very big fan of yours. I have to say that first and foremost.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Really do.
But,
So
oh, man, but
so you had some questions about hip hop, or you wanted to talk about some things about the current state of hip hop?
oh, yes. Okay, so I've I've grown to, you know, understand that this new generation of rappers that since like I'll say about 2013, since the Kendrick and J. Cole era, I realized the decline in hip hop, and I realized how many of the older age listeners are not really appealing or coming around to this generation's new rap, the new current trending thing. They're not really into it. I was really what I wanted to know from you is why, what changed the perspective of how you look at hip hop now? Because the producers are getting amazing. The producers are amazing now, but it's just like it feels like everybody's saying hip hop is dying. It's just dying away, and I'm just driven to know why you have that opinion towards it.
Well, that's because hip hop is free form, which means a variation of different styles, different genres, different rap, just all different type of things. You had your selection, you had a variety as to what type of hip hop you would listen to. Some people liked Old Dirty Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan. You had your Will Smith and Fresh Prince and all that stuff, or you had your Kanye, or you had your NWA. There was all different type of rap, but people liked it. People had their own selection of hip hop. Now everybody's trying to make the same type of music. And if you're not making that type of music, they basically exclude you or cut you off. So the artists only do what the company wants. If the company is just like on YouTube, people want to make the video that's popular. They want to make the video that's selling instead of the video they like or feel like talking about. So they got to do something that's popular.
They're not going off their heart. They're just going off of what's selling.
Exactly. They want to go with what's making them money. And that's when you do that, you basically ruin yourself. Like there's some videos I made that I know I'm not gonna make no money off of, but I wanted to do them, so I'm gonna do it. And there's some videos that's gonna go through the roof. You like, okay, well, this gonna go through the roof, but you might not even remember those videos. The one video you do that you might not think about somebody, it probably helped somebody. They were like, I love that video, and I still get people comment all the time about a video I did talking about the racism inside of machine shops, inside of the job at the jobs. That video, I get more responses back from that just randomly throughout the day. And I'm like, man, I made that years ago. And it was people who were going through that was working at the machine shops. Like, see, this guy, no, they've been listening to that video. I'm like, man, this video actually helped them. So you'll be surprised. But that's the difference right now with the hip hop. That's the difference. Is that there's no variation of different styles, and if it is, it's ostracized, and it's no market for it. They just like, well, you look at Vince Staples. The Vince Staples have Big Fish is probably one of the most underrated albums of the year of 2017. He's got endorsements.
I listened to the album too. That was a great album, but the music is still there. It's just that what's appealing and what's attractive now is what's been. It's not like hip hop we just came here for no reason. We were led here. We we didn't come up with this from thin air. You know, we were led here from our 50 Cents to our Mysticals, from all types of other rappers that driven our culture this way. So when you listen to a Vince Staples and you're not hearing what you're used to hearing, I'm used to hearing the drug dealer rap. I'm used to hearing these type of guys. When you hear Vince Staples or Earl Sweatshirt or maybe even an Ab Soul, somewhere around those lines, you're not really trying to hear that music. That's more isolated music. It's not, I can't play that around my friends. And nowadays, our music is way more social. That's another thing that's underlooked in the whole situation of our generation of rappers.
Well, rap is, when you rap, you normally rap about what's around you. Will Smith didn't rap about drugs because Will Smith wasn't around drugs. He wasn't around none of that. So Fresh Prince wasn't really rapping about none of the stuff that was around him because he didn't really see that. Will Smith was rapping about fun times and all this stuff and things that were around his surrounding. Kid and Play rapped about dancing and doing happy music, getting people to party. That's what they did. NWA rapped about drugs and guns and violence because that's what they were around.
But once NWA came, it was a typhoon of rappers that came right after different other acts that were.
Yeah, but you saying that they led them down there. If you think about every inspiring artist, most of them all rapped about drugs. Public Enemy rapped about drugs. Flavor Flav was on drugs in rapping about drugs. Yeah, but they were the most leading the movement. But I'm like, they talked about society and all the things that was going on in the current time and the current evolvement of things. What led rap down this way is the people that were in power, who's in charge of the advertising, the marketing, and everything else. Instead of rappers coming together, they said, I'm looking out for me and my crew. And when you had that type of mentality, you were ignoring the fact of the bigger market, the distribution, the streaming, the marketing, the advertisement of the business. They were making all the money. Because there's suburban kids. There's suburban kids, these CEOs of all these companies and firms who've never seen a rapper, never heard of them in their life, and they're getting publishings off of them. Their kids are going to college off of some rapper's publishing who's probably dead. That's what's wrong. And that publishing should be going to his family or anybody else. These rappers can't get their money that they supposed to be because they don't even know if they're supposed to get it or not. Because they signed it away before they even knew what was going on. Because they so anxious to get a deal. And now they find a way.
Rappers are not making as much money?
No, rappers didn't get smart. When they had this money coming in and it was in the John Doe stages, they could have grabbed a hold of this and had a piece of it. The person that had a piece was Suge Knight, Master P. They had a part of the distribution chain. Once you're in a part of the distribution, that's where the real money is. That's how Master P made his money. He knew going through the door that I had to get a distribution deal. Because if you get a distribution deal and you could distribute your own product, that's where the money's coming from. You're the distributor. So that way, a lot of people don't eat off you. Everybody's taking a higher percentage off because you got to pay for distributing. The company that distributes your record is they get the majority of the paper.
But the distribution that's going on now is there is no more CDs, no more hard copies are really selling like that.
Exactly. Now the market's changed. Now everything's coming to the streaming. So now everything is fabricated. Now it's easier to hide numbers, manipulate numbers, and make it real cloggy and foggy as to what artist is doing what, who's selling what, and who's not selling. They can make it and inflate it to look like it is, but the way you can tell who's not selling is when you watch the artists and the record companies panic and they try to do all these different things. If you look at Eminem right now and what he's doing, all these things they're doing with the marketing campaign, that's because his album is not moving.
You can't distribute trash. You just can't. This rap game is still based off the same principles and the foundation. No matter what we do to manipulate, the game is still the
Oh,
foundation.
you can
Nothing has
distribute
changed.
trash. You can distribute it. They're gonna keep shoving it down your throat because you're gonna see it on TV. You're gonna see it on your internet. You're gonna see it on the preview for a commercial. They're gonna see it on Saturday Night Live. You're gonna see it on Hot 97. You're gonna see it on Sway in the Morning. You're gonna see it on all these different shows. They're gonna keep shoving it down your throat. Till you know what you're gonna say. Well, that new song ain't really that bad.
Eminem fans are not who I know because Eminem fans from the time I'm 3 years old, 98, that's 3 years old. I'm 21 years old, so at 98, that's 3 years old. So when Eminem finally came into Uprising in 2000, even when he was big, I never heard that music being played around me because we never gravitated towards it. As much as they could shove it down our throat, if I buy it and I got the garbage and I got it on my own free will, it's still garbage. Like I can't. I think since the Eminem show, he lost where he's bound, and he has nobody to diss. He's going at nobody. He's not attacking any more issues other than the obvious. Oh yeah, that's Trump. Everybody hates Trump. Talk about you. He did it with George Bush. I live for white America. You can't keep giving me the same thing. Keep running out of ideas because he's been picking out his environment. I've watched that happen with many different artists. Once they become successful, and they got from nothing to something. It's like, what am I doing it for? Well, what did you start it for? That's when it all comes back to the forefront. You started this just to get rich. Now you got rich and nothing selling. Kind of like 50 Cent.
Oh yeah, you've been watching my videos, all right. Yeah, you sounding just like me.
Oh man, God. I thought I was the only one who felt like that. I knew I wasn't going crazy. Everybody was trying to make me go crazy from Lil Wayne. I was like, I don't know any group. Not forever. I feel like we talked about the same game.
No, Wayne can. Now here's the thing: Wayne can rap. Rap. He had writers around him. He had the right people around him writing songs for him. But most of the time when he freestyles, Wayne is incredible. Like when it comes to actually rapping, if you listen to this last mixtape that he just put out, go back and listen to them lyrics. Wayne is spitting.
It's not exciting anymore. You know, he never could. He doesn't have songs though. Like all those songs are in the wind. I don't. Those songs are gonna resonate. Like those songs are gonna stick like a 50 Cent. Like 50 Cent in the club. If I hear Wayne, if I hear him say many men, it resonates. It brings back a time. Like there's so many songs that Wayne he lacks that. Even the best song of Wayne can't have it because he has so many lyrical bombs. He drops bomb verses. I love the freestyle game. It's good, but freestyle is freestyle. It has no point, no structure behind it. You can't fool me with that either. I love the way he can repeat a line back to you in the middle of freestyle. It's great and soon, but I come from a generation where it was the last of hip hop, so I really love like listening to all my CDs, Dead Prez, Dead Prez. I love listening to we hear the real song structures and things that you know is gonna be timeless, and that's the thing with Wayne. I just want him to have that one timeless song. Just nobody goes to get this one.
His one, he got about one or two. Like mostly the one with Babyface, that comfortable, like comfortable. They'll play that. Mrs. The officer. Uh, yeah, they Mrs. Officer. They gonna like that album there. That was by far his most complete album because you got to hear Wayne be an artist, and it was like, wow, he could really do this.
He had different lives, not just surrounded by the dope dudes and the dudes that just ringing off. These guys are really authentic. He's not with the dope boy rap. He's with the R&B, the pop artist, songwriters. These guys, Babyface, like you don't even have to say anything else about Babyface. He's like a legend. Don't have to. He's up there with your Smokey Robinson.
Well, yeah, he just needed somebody to construct a song because in the end, you care about the finished product. That's it. You just want to construct a good song, and you know that's something that's timeless or that can go throughout time. Like Drake will always be that artist that can have that hit no matter what's
You know what?
popping, no
J.
matter
Cole
what's
can have that too.
happening. Drake can always make this record that can fit right in the middle of it. He knows
I
what's
think
gonna
J. Cole
pop and
has the
what's
same.
not.
I think J. Cole and Drake have the same ability. The only difference between those two is one is more marketed than the other. Because J. Cole albums, you don't know they dropping until I think the next week. I know what Drake
Well,
album is coming.
that's Rock Nation's fault, and a lot of them they screwed up this last one. But his album wasn't that outstanding. It was good, but for a J. Cole album, it could have been a lot better. I thought like
I feel like that was forced. I feel like that was a forced album. Like, okay, Kanye's making these rants. I need somebody to talk to. So
I like he did a whole album with no features. I thought that was just creative, and he's always willing to push the bar or to try to do something else. But if you listening to like Fold Clothes, I can listen to that right now. Matter of fact, I need the Fold Clothes while we talk. I need the Fold Clothes.
I mean, but if you listen to J. Cole, only thing I said about J. Cole is difference between him and Drake. The only difference was more marketing.
Now Drake has more range because you got to remember Drake sings. He's a singer and a rapper. He raps, but he also sings. So he knows how to harmonize. He knows how to make things sound, to make the right sound for different octaves and like, okay, I'm gonna sing this part here. He knows how to structure or how the song should flow so that when the project is put together, that's why people don't understand how a project works. And they just get confused, like, man, it ain't a real MC if he didn't write it. I'm like, dude, they collaborating on a track. Do you know how much the DJ input goes to a song? So I'm like, he knows how it should sound. When Drake does it, somebody else could rap the same lyrics and it'd be whack. If Drake did it, it would come out dope because he would know how to put the words in there to make them sound a certain way that it resonate with everybody. Now, as lame as Drake is, backpack having, as lame as he dancing and everything he was doing, he got everybody in the hood bumping his songs.
We try not to everybody's hard on these songs.
The softest guy ever to have all the grimiest dudes in the world bumping his music.
09 was a bad year. It was 09, 08 was a bad year. You had Wayne, or it was not. Nobody was up hard. It was some Atlanta guys. Atlanta began to resonate with all the trendy Red T.I. It was Drake came up at the time where we were so okay. All these guys are old. They're 30 years old, still doing the same thing. Drake came up and then he just it just worked. I've never heard a song with Drake is on it doesn't feel like that's not fit. That's like rare from any artist. Like Jay-Z song, you're like, he's not supposed to be on this song. Like when I heard Empire State of Mind, I love this song by Alicia Keys. I felt like Jay-Z kind of just forced this stuff on it. Like, yeah, I think it's gonna hit. I'm on it. That's Jay. I'm like, Jay-Z, Jay-Z kind of like to my generation, can't come to Atlanta and Jay-Z's gonna, hit it hard in Atlanta. If he comes out for Birthday Bash, if he has his own event, he may sell, but he comes to Birthday Bash, that's like one of the biggest Atlanta events in the South. I've been here for 10 years and I can tell you that's the biggest event. And Jay-Z, I just know certain artists are going to always resonate, but Jay-Z and your 50s, they don't resonate in Atlanta. So when I look at New York music and New York artists, the foundation kind of makes all our artists off the criteria that they made. I always you lose me. I'd be like, because that's really like you talk about it, especially doing it now. I'm like, oh.
No, because see, my family is right outside of Atlanta. A lot of them has moved to Atlanta. They like an hour and a half. Because we in Alabama. So we right down the street. We about like, our family is like an hour and 10 minutes away from Atlanta. We right by the Georgia Bridge. So everybody would go to Six Flags over Georgia all the time to kick it, hang out, all this stuff. So we know the whole Georgia layout. So we already know about the in there more Georgia, Atlanta has always been known from the 80s on up. They were the first ones. That's why I first heard Ghetto Boys. I would have never heard Ghetto Boys where I was at if I didn't go down south. So I went down south, they had Ghetto Boys. Plus, they promote locally better than anybody. They will promote their local talent where other people didn't really promote their local talent. They had to blow up first somewhere. Then they started putting money behind them. They were had the local. They were selling out and selling out all the venues. People in the hood talking about, and they played them. The radio station supported the people in the community. They would play the records. I'm like, wow, ain't that something? Like J Money, first name, last name. I'm like, when I first heard J Futuristic.
Oh my God, classic.
Hey, do you understand? I first heard J Futuristic when he was J Money, but they made him change his name to J Futuristic and all of this stuff, and how T.I. stole everything from his own artists.
Oh my God, yeah, that Young LA. I'm so glad you made that video. That video, he said.
Right, he stole all the swag from him. He was the one that started all these crazy haircuts and trends. My cousin was walking around here looking just like him. Yeah, he brought that out. And when people start seeing him, they credit Wayne with a lot. Wayne did do a lot. That's why everybody started getting braids and looking like the Predator and running around here. But he brought all that different type of rock star, punk star swag, and everybody like, what in the heck is wrong with him? Yep. Exactly. Exactly. So they brought in the new era, and what they did was link up with some of these old heads because T.I. was older than them. He saw them and was like, okay, cool. And he jumped on the record. The record was already hot. And T.I. got on that record.
Oh, that's the ego. That's the ego. I gotta be the man. That's too much.
Yeah.
Ego. It's like I can't let you be the man. I can't. I own you.
Right.
Man, every situation. I feel like that's so egotistic that you just.
And he fronted it off like it was his record. Ain't I? Like, ain't I wasn't your record?
It went from Young LA to Young LA to T.I. and Young LA, and I was just like, oh my. He went to I want to sell it as a single. That album never dropped. They sold that single everywhere.
Right. They never dropped the Youngins album. They never put out Dro album. They won Grand Hustle. T.I. was just pimping them, basically. He was using them and doing whatever he needed to do. And when his case went left, that basically was the end of Grand Hustle, as far as all of them.
I thought that was really a very unfortunate situation. But I always
thought
you're putting yourself in that position at this point. It's just, when you came to the BET Awards, I ain't gonna tell you weren't wrong for that. I've always support brothers. I'm Grandma Black Panther and everything, but I can't support ignorance. Like you can't come this again with all this get caught, then you avoid jail time. Basically, you really did the most you could to avoid it. Somehow prepare yourself back up when you get out and come right back in for drugs.
That's what really derailed him. That's what really knocked him out. He had a hit movie out, Takers. Takers had just came out, and Takers was making a lot of money, and they was gonna do a sequel to Takers. And Takers was gonna be a sequel, and it was all set up. But once he got popped off and had to go right back to jail, doing ecstasy in the car. Like, who does this stupid?
Like, really? You're on top of the world. That's what you feel like doing?
Exactly. After I just got out, you were lucky. He was so lucky just to get the year. The 10 months he got, the 12 months, he was lucky to get that. He was a convicted felon with multiple firearms, so he was lucky to get that deal.
Many normal people don't have that status quo.
No, anybody else is gone. They already know they gone. So that's what I'm saying. You playing with a system. That's what with Meek Mill. You playing with a system. Like, why are you playing with a judge who you know ain't playing with you? That's just crazy.
Yeah.
The system is designed to lock you up. Period.
I think he knew that, the public is going in to jail that day. Because I'm a say, being a young black male, we've been in jail. I've been in jail before. I can speak for that. You know when you're going to jail. Like 9 out of 10, you know why you want you. You know why you maybe need to go to jail. You know what you did to violate. You know what you've been doing. You can't rap, I understand the drug rehab was the thing that everybody overlooked. Everybody like, oh, you should overlook dirt bike. I'm like, what about you failed the drug test and check yourself in the rehab and around? That don't work too. That don't work too well. That doesn't even sound right. That I've been with judges where you got a judge that, she lets you out the first time on you go out and all these stars and I feel starstruck and I want to give you a chance even though I know you really don't deserve it. And then you go back and do some other, then you go back violating, you've been doing violating things, you've been running out here popping dudes in the face. They hear about it. TMZ, there's a federal judge in the home, maybe watch Channel 4 News. No.
Exactly. It's a surefire system that has been going on since the 80s. It's been going on since the 70s. It's been going on since the 60s. But it became a bigger stance when the government signed off on it, and when the Reagan administration came in and signed off on it. The Reagan administration came in and decided to make an economic prison system. So now what's going on is that you have no choice. You are property of the state once you are in custody in prison. That's why they call you state property. You're property of the state. That means any type of labor they give you, you don't have a choice. You gonna work. You gonna either be mopping the floors, doing kitchen duties, making license plates, and they're gonna pay you a wage. And you're gonna get a wage. Right. 7 cents, cheap labor. Yeah. So they got an economic prison system. And so the whole mass incarceration program is always in protocol. They're going to keep turmoil to go in the poor communities and where there's going to be crime, and they just come and scrape up the pieces. One dead, the next one go to jail. That's how the system works. And it's loading up with more people that look like us than anybody else. The judges and the sentencing does not match the crimes, never. Because anybody, Joe Blow from suburbia, do that, he gets 12 months with probation. We've seen rapists who were Caucasian and white go to jail, get 6 months. Black guy, nonviolent crime, he gets jail time for about 6 months. We've seen probation go where they get house arrest for 12 months for a crime.
Oh my, yes, it's ridiculous when you look at the time and sentencing. It's based off. It's very subjective. It's based off one person's opinion and how they're going to base the sentencing.
Exactly. There is no punishment for the crime. There is no time where they could set for either crime. Why? Because you can't make money off that. If it's set in stone saying this is the sentence you're supposed to get for this, there's no wiggle room. Wiggle room is money. Money make things wiggle. So if you got some paper, then things could be negotiated to a point where things could be maneuvered. You got the right lawyer who can finesse the right judge to get him in there to make things shake. If you go in with a public defendant, oh, he's not spending no money, well, forget it. He ain't doing serving no purpose anyway. Lock him up.
Yeah, you can't do anything. Yeah, that's why I've always been big on that. My grandma used to preach said to me. She said, the police are very hard on y'all. I've seen it. Like, back when she was younger, she discussed with me, like, well, when I was young, the police weren't as aggressive as they were on the community. They weren't aggressive on enforcing their force. You know, they were coming really to serve the people. You see police officers more on the, we're not really coming in the black community. Like, we're not really trying to help y'all. So 911 was a joke, like, they're not coming. You know?
No, because they look at it like this. I got lives. They're not going to come into the war zone that they created.
Oh,
That the police call that the killing fields. See, that's what you don't understand. The government calls these sections. That's what they have these wards for. Like, everybody know the wards and the aldermans and all that. Certain wards are, they put them red, dead red. You know that that's the like a kill zone where everybody's, a lot of the murder, rape, everything's going on. Like, they in Chicago, they highlight Inglewood. Inglewood is so big and vast that there's certain areas over there that's just really bad, and they know it. They're not gonna fix it because they helped create it. They don't care. They just there to scrape up the mess, scrape up the bodies, and put people in jail who done it once the crime is committed. And they just keep it going, and they're gonna make money off this, and they're gonna keep opening up new prisons. And that's
the only person that could help. I mean, the only solution I can see for this whole problem is, I feel like it's noted. You said it. They are coming here to help. So either we help ourselves or
no. So they know what they're going into. See, before, if you look in the 70s, you're going into people who are more civil minded. We were more together at that time. Why? Because we had more families. See, back then, the blacks had families. Down south, families. You had your families with you. Your mother was there. Your daddy was there. Your auntie, your cousin, big mom, everybody there. Everybody there. And they didn't take no mess. So you grew up differently. You get whopped upside your head by the next door neighbor if you got caught clowning. You know, you can't do like that. Don't go up in front of Miss Jenkins' house. Whop! Just get off her yard. See, it was more about respect. It took a village to raise a child. That was the mentality then. So that everybody was in line. The police didn't have to fear about people being barbaric and savages. But once you go and ravage people with drugs, you put in Section 8 housing, and you made sure they got food stamps by making sure the father was not around. Now it's broken home families. You got daughters living with they mom. More kids are living with their grandma, and there's no man in the house. And now it's all a broken home. Right. They kicked the man out the house. And now you having more broken home children, more broken families. And statistically, they have shown, even from whites, that whenever there's not a man and woman in the house and not a full man and woman, the statistic number shows there's more chance for violence, rebellion. How's a mother going to try to keep up when she got to go to work to take care of a son who's 16, 17, and there's nobody there to check his aggression as he's growing up, and then he starts to feel like he's the man of the house, and what he says goes, and he can do whatever he wants to do. There's nobody there to show him how to be a man, so he learns it from the streets.
But there's also really so many messages that like empower women to feel like, well, I don't need a man. You hear that 24/7.
Of course, because that's what they want to empower you with. They want to empower women to feel you don't need a man. They want to make us look like we're not doing anything. Like, look at the black man. He's not doing nothing. He don't want to get a job. He won't, and they're not hiring him, but that's the case.
I've seen it in the bank. So if you look at the bank teller, on any bank, all female tellers, or if it is a black man, gay. No, not gay. Homophobic. Let me use the correct term. I don't want to offend people. They really subjective, man. They stop sending people cases. They heard about me donating to the page. They like, nah, dog. You gotta shut you down. Can't get no notifications, so I gotta watch what I say a little bit. But you gotta watch it. So when I look at the situation, when I'm going into banks, I'm looking at all the jobs where you're indoors and you're not really having to use your hands. When I was young, but when I'm getting older, it's all female cases. Every dude, just straight dude you see working is outside. My dad's an electrician. The only thing I know is he's outside. Every other guy see, oh yeah, we dishwash, we in the bag, we're not serving, we're not in the front anymore. They take the man out. Okay, we don't need dudes anymore to be the gym instructors. We're gonna put all female because female create a better atmosphere, get more guys to sign up because you got better looking female. I've watched entertainment places like Top Golf per se, like they have a rule where it's strictly just females. It's like literally we're only gonna take female servers. I don't care if they have no experience to the most experience. They're gonna be my servers. These guys are gonna be the guys that are doing all the hard work, walking up the stairs with 3 flights with trays. You're gonna do all the hard work. We're gonna let the females get the most of the money. Y'all just help them, support them. Y'all get to look at them all day. That's the benefit. The man just joke around with you or tell you. This is the environment you want.
And we are the only race where that's promoted. It's championed. It's championed only with us and our race. That's the only time it's championed, to where the black man can't do anything, but the women can. It's like, oh, the man gets to do nothing, but they don't do that. They don't promote that. It's the man. Do you think a white man would be promoted like that with a white woman in front leading? No. Asians is not like that. Hispanics is not like that. They do not champion that anywhere else except for with us. They don't want you to be men. They fear us so much. They don't want you to become men. They want you to remain. Exactly. Demagnetize you. So
I'm a 21-year-old guy. I'm called Stone Age kid because really I'm 95, born 95. So I'm a Stone Age kid. So when I look at the fashion, I watch them have the urban wear. All clothing was all made by black designers. Mesh, not Sean Combs label, what's it called? Sean John. You had the Fat Farms, you had your FUBUs.
Yeah, you had Carl Kanai, you had all of these guys, but you know what they did? They all got out. They all took the money. They all went another one. Damian John, he went his own way when he had FUBU. He had but he took the money and he left. And this is what happened in there. It's a very expensive business. Kanye West found that out the hard way. He tried to do what they should have done. He tried to go in there and say, Kanye tried to go in and change the market and go into the Euro market and saying, okay, I'm doing all these sales. With my clothing, with the Yeezy, I wouldn't be caught dead wearing it, but people were buying these clothes. And I mean the rich. So he was selling his at a very high rate because that was the only way he was going to make profit. He couldn't cheap it down like they don't, because they didn't design none of their clothes to be worn by blacks. Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, all of these things. We buy it because we think that makes us look good into people in our neighborhood. They see us with Gucci slippers. Oh man, we got Gucci slippers. Man, because in our eyes in the neighborhood, we never had nothing. So to see them wear stuff that the rich folks have, make them feel rich, and it make us like, man, we got to get that. And it's like, man, instead of saying, I want to get that house, I want to get that car, I want to get that job, I want to be able to do this and that, we looking at the material things of what they're wearing. I want that watch, I want that chain. That's what was championed and promoted throughout the neighborhoods. The things that don't appreciate with value. So you're buying things that's gonna not be worth anything the moment you put it on your body.
Oh yeah, depreciate. You never bought artwork. Things that appreciate value.
Well, we're never gonna be all. Well, I mean, look, you're not gonna have 1.5 million to buy an art piece. But when you got money to do that, yeah. You can get art. So yeah, I won't be mad at a brother in the hood. Be like, look, this is a Picasso. This Picasso, yeah, I got this man on sale. 800K now, but it's going up every year. So about 20 years from now, I'll be like, if you got the means, yeah, go ahead and get the art. That's why people like Jay. I'm like, when he says it, it's like he says it like everybody can do it. No, everybody can't just go
I've
out and
always
buy art.
I've always thought Jay has a shallow standpoint on every situation he's been involved in publicly. He always has a shallow standpoint. You don't know if it's firm. Like, is he really firm on his beliefs, or is he just going to take back his part? You know, you have certain artists like
Jay's not.
you know, when you hear, you know, he's firm on that. Like, that's one guy. I kid you not. I've heard so many stories about, like, in East Oakland. I literally know so much about Tupac. When I hear Tupac stories, they're accurate.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. I want to stop you there when you said about Jay. Jay is not the way he used to be. Jay's almost a 50-year-old man. See, you learn when you're young, you understand when you're older. He's almost 50.
30 years old rapping.
Exactly. So he's older now, and he used to be bitter and and doing all these things behind the scenes. Now that he's a little older, he kind of realized he don't really need to do it no more. So it's like it's no need for him to be that petty. If his back was against the wall, would he resort back to being that? Probably so, but he's in a different mind state now. He's like, I'm good. I had an album now that people liked. It's the first one they liked in a long time, and I'm back.
Oh, that nigga Carter, oh my God. I was so upset. I was like, I'm just trying to shit this album down my throat. This galaxy ain't working.
Yeah, but people like that. They was the younger audience, the younger people were bumping it.
They love the beat. That's all they love. They produce it. That's why I'm giving them keep these guys' rap careers 80%. Like, you know how I sent you the position to make this shot. Like, you didn't do anything crazy. Like, the producer just put you on the spot. Because that nigga Carter, I was like, he's talking pointless. Tom Ford, I literally heard that song with that Tom Ford. I said, he definitely was not talking for me.
No. Jay has always idolized CEOs, powerful white men. Those were his idols. He always talked about the Doug Morrises and the corporate takeovers and all that. I mean, these were the guys he was talking about. He was looking at that to be successful. That's what he became what he wanted to be. His idols. He saw how Leor was acting with everybody else in the suits, and he was starting to want to get suits. And why I want to wear suits? I gotta wear suits like Leor. Leor taking me to get a suit. Jay had to be. That's what he wanted to be.
Nas could compare this. I mean, Nas could have really been at the same level we're talking about Jay-Z, and if he took the money in the beginning, he didn't take the bag. He didn't.
No, he didn't, because it was at a point where they needed him. They wanted him to do what everybody else is doing. 50 Cent just took it. So when it was all laid out for 50, he was just like, man, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm going to do this. But see, MC Hammer did it first. MC Hammer did that's how Hammer got all that money right away. They were talking about Hammer lost $20 million, but Hammer had $20 million. He had Pepsi. He had Pepsi, he had Budweiser, he had every tour, he had every endorsement. MC Hammer had everything in the world going for him. He had a cartoon, he had everything for him. So he took that platform, but all the rappers went against it.
The image is so misconstrued over him. I'm sorry, I have to let you know. MC Hammer's image is so confused among the general audience. From a guy who lives around Houston, he's over a little bit. Guarantee you can find old Hammer albums and tapes around that city, the town, and literally you just hear that he was a totally different artist. He made artists have to step up and make different music. Like, you see, I can appeal to the universe audience just with these dance, my thing, my haircut. I'm trending. They put Vanilla Ice out there. That was just a carbon copy, but that's old too. That showed you that blueprint that he was laying out was going to work. But hip hop was so different back then. He took the money when he was doing it. It was frowned upon. Like the LLs, like I forget that dude. He all corporate. He all nothing. He all hype. That's all they would say.
Well, no. That's not why they didn't like him. I told you why they didn't like MC Hammer. MC Hammer represented a change. If you didn't come in dancing, pretty soon everybody was gonna have to dance. And once right after that, UCLL started dancing. LL didn't used to dance like that. LL like, man, I got to start doing some steps. Because what he was doing is New York City was dissing him. When I first heard MC Hammer, I was in down south. And MC Hammer was related to us, and I didn't even know. And I'm like, MC Hammer related to us. Like first cousins with one of my other cousins, Ken. So they were related. I'm like, my gosh, first cousins. So when he first came out and was making tapes out here, when the first album came out, he was everybody's hero. Before he came out with Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, the hood already loved Hammer. From Turn His Mother Out, the commercial people didn't hear him. And the way he turned his mother out, that was a diss to New York. Pump It Up was a diss to Run DMC. Because Run DMC dissed MC Hammer when he first came into town. Because they were like, man, who is this dude? He ain't from New York, so don't even play him. And people in New York, they wanted to dance. They loved the songs. Because he was basically playing old James Brown music and dancing to it and rapping to it. And he had so much energy. But they knew when he was taking over the market, other marketing companies and everybody else, he got all this big, large market and all the things they done for the community over in Oakland, period. He was in the Bay. He did a lot. Even for LA, he did a lot. And when nobody gonna bother Hammer, his brother wasn't gonna play that. Yeah, yeah. We know about Mr. Burrell.
Oh yeah, we know about him. He's alive, man. He's alive.
Yeah, he's all blue.
Oh yeah, every day.
Yeah. So we already knew. So when nobody finna touch Hammer, that was another thing. Nothing like LL got punched in the face over that. LL Cool J got punched in the face over this. So right in the Bay, he just sunk in the door.
That's how fast it can happen. That's why I always let people know. Like that's one thing I will give Brownie in a lot of places. They raise to let me know that this is still real life. No matter how famous you are, you humble yourself because you can get touched like anybody anywhere. That's why I hate these rappers on these Instagram videos. The most invincible people in the world with these videos and recording. I'm like, it's only on camera, right? I don't like that. I never did because I'm from a city where it's just when you're dissing and making him sing, just go on the record. All that talking, I'm dissing, don't do that. That's female. It's just really feminine. I don't want to see my favorite rapper on the video like, man, I'm gonna go do that. I would hate to see Pop doing that before he had dropped him up about Biggie. I really would have. But like talking all the chat, just couldn't make a record about it. Come on, man. Wasting your creativity.
Yeah, and the thing is that I didn't like the fact that with you talking about all this environment and things changing. If you look at the city of Atlanta, that's why I really don't go to Atlanta no more. Atlanta's changed. It's changed so much because everybody migrated to Atlanta. The rent was cheap, the weather was nice, and they had jobs. Atlanta was the most flourishing place in the United States of America. Culturally,
Oh my God, the HBU.
Yep.
Oh my God, yes.
Everything.
Atlanta has so much to offer. We still have it. It's just everybody flooded. New York down here.
New Orleans. Chicago has flooded it. Chicago been flooding it since like they were the first ones down there. It was like but everybody down there from Chicago. And they were calling it Sha-Lanta. Sha-Lanta. Yep, Sha-Lanta. And that's exactly what it was called back in the like 96, 97. Sha-Lanta. Because everybody moved out there. I'm like, where y'all moving? Atlanta. Why? Because it wasn't New York, it wasn't LA, and it was small, it was affordable, and they had record companies coming out. All the records, JD, LaFace, All the South was starting to make noise now in the late '90s in Atlanta. And once those companies started, because there's only two major cities that have record companies, New York and LA. Anybody from Chicago, they got to migrate or either move to LA or New York. That was the option. Because you can't blow from here because there's no record company. It's not a market here. All the heads and execs are not from here. That's where all the magic happens. That's where all the business deals are done. So when Atlanta got on the scene and they started to make their own thing, because why? They supported individually. And they had everybody moving there. So they was like, man, they started a whole movement. When LaFace them was smart enough to say, hey man, we got something good going right here. Right in Atlanta. That was the heart and soul of everything. They was like, look, we can get the record companies going down to Atlanta.
And they blew up with that. But Atlanta music market changed. Atlanta changed the hip hop in such a big way in 2004. I think everybody understood Atlanta. I'm like, Atlanta's we are the driving force for the heartbeat of hip hop. I love Chicago. I love LA. I love
It is the driving force of hip hop because it's a gumbo pot of everybody from all over New Orleans. Too much flavor, and that is hip hop. It's the New York used to be that, but New York kept trying to conform to be what everybody else was.
If it was 50 Cent, I'm going to be 50 Cent coming right after. There was one day it was going to be like 5 other days. There's always a carbon copy of New York artists. But New York artists, I feel like maybe because I'm young, since I came in hip hop, from my standpoint, it's just '98 on. I looked at it, I'm like, New York was big in Atlanta. New York used to hit Atlanta hard with music. Them and Master P, I don't know why, they just kept hitting Atlanta hard. And when we're hearing those New York records, we're hearing J's, it's like, it's not resonating with us. We're all like, we never swing to Jay, like we weren't swinging to the records. You had the Lil Jon start coming in and they started becoming our voice. Like they became the voice.
Yeah, see, Master P was in '98 because they had Mystical. Mystical was he was the symbol. He was from New Orleans, but he's South, so they can understand him.
That's the definition of this South. You hear the mind of Mystical '95 when you hear y'all ain't ready yet. Oh, you can't play that song and tell me Mystical is a mumble rapper. I'm like, somebody tried to argue with me about that. Literally, I'm 21. I'm arguing with another 20-year-old about Mystical. Like he's not mumble. They trying to say ODB and Mystical are mumble. I'm like, no, these are two different artists. They might speak different. They might use different undertones. Like Mystical sound like James Brown to me. That's the hip hop James Brown. Like,
yeah.
I don't consider James. You hear Mystical only downfall was how he left the game. He left the game on a sexual, like a rape that he was found guilty of, and he kind of admitted guilt. It's different standpoints. Pac almost went out the game just like that, but he had put out records like Keep Your Head Up, Brenda's Got a Baby, Dear Mama. He put out records like, hey, I got a heart for my female sisters. Mystical never did that. If Mystical may have did that or See You Murder to let people know that, hey, I'm not just an all killer dude, but they left out the image of I'm still that wild guy and I went out this way. So it's like it was really bad watching No Limit go down that way. Even though I love Master P, my mom is probably a Master P mind. My little brother, we loved Ice Cream Man. Even though I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you some fun facts about the Ice Cream Man.
Oh, we all know about where they got it from. Yeah. We all know about the feud and how he took it from Sacktown. That whole thing. Yeah, we know.
I'm like, I'm like, the only thing I did this was I like Master P first. I'm like, y'all did it. I love the way y'all made it down. Like, came after y'all made this thing kind of go. I like it. He drove himself. You know, I don't look at that as a bad thing, but I always look at hip hop as when you look at the South and Atlanta in general. Right now, the way we're running, the way music is being based off the South and whatever the South think is hot, usually that's the general public's perspective of how hip hop's supposed to be. I kind of don't like it. I'm like, well, right now everybody's almost a carbon copy of Gucci. I got 5 different Guccis.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why you don't see a lot of people like my man OJ the Juice Man. OJ the Juice Man ain't coming out no more. I'm like, Juice Man was only in there and he blew up. He'd rather sell drugs.
He's a designated hitter. He comes in the game when you directly ask him to come in at this time. He was not in the regular lineup. OJ just ran to top of the street.
Exactly. He was making songs for himself. Why he riding around selling drugs? He just love that life. He don't want to leave the life. He like Tommy from Power. He ain't want to get out. He ain't trying to get out the game. He like quit for what? I like trapping. It's some people like that. I know people that got enough money to walk. I mean, dog, what is you doing? What are you even doing on the block? I'm talking to the soldiers right quick. I'm like, for what? You the boss. They gotta go through like 4 people just to get to you. What is you doing out there? I was just in the area and I just wanted to check up on him, man. He get off on that because they be looking at him like, wow, you the giant. Like, I want to be you when I grow up. I'll be like, all right. You know how many people had your position ain't here no more? Exactly. Like, are you serious? This is not the life.
The reason why it's called trap. I just love
exactly.
That's why I feel like the general public. I feel like I'm not trying to get on you, but our representation of the younger generation, we don't have good representation. DJ Academics is not reporting live what's going on in hip hop. He's reporting nonsense. Like I'm basically saying that we need better representation because we got DJ Axe out here. We got young reporters who don't have any stats, they don't know anything about really what they're talking about, but they just love to talk about it. They don't know what these artists, or they're not looking at the good artists or the different genres. They just based off one thing. They just categorize everybody.
Well, that guy, he's so like caught into himself because he's a character himself. So what he did was, since Complex said stay at home, he just started making all kind of videos. Now he back on YouTube, like I'm back, y'all. And now he back going to work. Yeah, he like, look, let me go ahead and get this money up.
I've always feel like he didn't know what he was talking about. I always thought that. I was like, dude, I was like, you know what you're talking about. Like, even when he was going over the Chirac thing when I was in high school, senior year, I thought he was a clown. I was like, this guy on YouTube's a clown. People showing me, oh, look at this going on in Chirac. I'm like, you got all these people saying Chirac. And then when you finally meet these guys in person, all the Chicago rappers that you were so glorifying on your page to get your fan base and build your foundation. When you see them, I didn't start any of these violence. I didn't start promoting that. Like, now you're trying to glorify you. Put it out there in the showcase room for everybody to say, Chirac, these dudes crazy. You're not showing the environment or the cause. You're just showing the results. Like, dude shot this gun, had this and that, and a third. Oh, he got locked up with such and such. But I think he had a friend do it. He just don't want to snitch. I'm like, you're giving up too much information. You're throwing out names. You don't know
yeah.
I understand you say what you want. You gotta report this. I understand that. That's your idea. I really understand it. But you gotta know how to talk. Like, the words he used would be the words that get you slapped. Like,
no, the words he was using was gonna have him a lot more than slapped. The words he was using was like, if they get their hands on you, and I'm trying to save his life. I mean, for real, literally trying to save this kid's life. I'm like, because he don't understand.
If you watch the King Yellow video, I watched that video. I thought it was so disrespectful. I was like, that King Yellow video he made, I was like, the way he's talking.
No, the way he thinking, see, he thinking because King Yellow's on Instagram that it would come back with him and King Yellow. It's not gonna be King Yellow. It ain't gonna be. It ain't gonna be nobody that probably even know him. It'll be somebody from Chicago who know DJ Academic, and the word on the street is he been hating on Chicago. That's just how it's gonna come back. He the one to be talking about Chicago, man, and be popping off at the mouth. Somebody will hurt him or pop him just for stripes, just to say, yeah, man, I popped that dude. I mean, seriously, the city is crazy like that. It ain't a lot of talking going on. That's all I'm trying to tell. I'm like, dude, you gotta watch what you're saying and how you're saying it, cause you just talking real reckless about these situations. I don't talk. People like, man, why you don't talk about Chicago beef? I'll be like, dog, the Chicago rap beef thing. That's not even in the industry. That's not even rap. That's gang stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not gonna promote this gang going against this gang. They just rapping about it. I'm like, do you want me to show you a video of all the guys like you was talking about? They on Instagram going off. There's plenty of guys going off on the Instagram. Plenty. They on Instagram going off and talking about how they can't be touched and they not here no more. From Atlanta, all around. One rapper, I think, from Atlanta got shot like 16 times in the lounge. He kept getting shot at the lounge till he.
And kept bragging about it. Like, oh, yeah, y'all can't kill me. Next time, don't shoot my leg. Don't shoot smoke. I'm like, oh, you just having fun with this. You think it's a game. So they going to keep coming back. And I'm like, sometimes I feel like you invite that by yourself. I'm like, God gave you 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason. There's usually good reasons behind it. You know, so you got to think that. So when I'm watching guys get shot over words, I'm telling people, like, words are the most powerful thing God has ever gave a man.
Oh, yeah, you definitely watching my video. I was like, man, you done took my line right out of my mouth.
Grandma told me that too. Grandma said crazy. I'm like, I'm telling you, people around and people who are not talking like that. I'm like, oh my God, somebody said like that crazy. I'm like, oh my God, somebody recorded on this Cardi B and 21 Savage song. I'm like, everybody's bumping like this is good. I'm like, I think everybody like this song because the name. You played it live around listening. I ain't going crazy. This is horrible. This is horrible. They just glossed over. Just like putting some makeup over some gorilla's face. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, this is what's helped boom in the 2000s and the whole new millennium. Back then, the people that used to actually do syrup and all that stuff was the people that used to do the syrup and everything else was Houston. Houston was the only place where everybody they had a syrup issue. That was the only way was in Houston.
Oh yeah. Then once Katrina hit, it just like everything started to spread and move across everywhere. It came from everywhere. You started seeing certain things that you only seen in Houston. Like that's certain things. Yes, that started in Houston. Everybody knows that. That's just no. Then it hit Memphis, then Memphis hit Atlanta. Then it's just like we got an epidemic of codeine now that we got the internet. And I got a phone. I think the worst invention was putting a camera attached to a person's personal cell phone. Boy, everybody recording the wildest things, can put on social media. I mean, the internet, the digital age is just growing. And when I'm watching that, I'm watching how our culture as a society is influenced. Like, oh, look,
oh yeah, because why? It makes money. Who makes this money? That's government approved. Codeine is government approved. That means that it's approved by the hospital of the American Medical Association, because that you got to get a prescription, meaning that you have to have insurance or a doctor has to prescribe it to make sure you can get it because it's so addictive. And this is what they came out with, just like when they came out with PCP. It was a drug that was supposed to help, but it was so addictive they had to make PCP illegal because it was so dangerous. Then it became a drug people had to have. I need PCP. And then now they want to get higher and higher, and people used to get stuff laced to it because of the highest addiction rate was involved in it. So because of the addiction rate to syrup and codeine, that's almost up there with morphine. Like people get addicted to morphine, it has some of the same basic chemical properties as codeine. And once they get that codeine in their system, it's hard to get off. That's why they say it's medically approved, only do small doses. Now people are getting this medicine. Like, how are they getting these bottles? How are they getting like all the access to this much codeine? Why they not protecting this as much? Now they're making codeine so easy to get because it's big business. It's keeping people all messed up in the neighborhoods. And the people before that, they had no tattoos on their face. Now they got tattoos on their face. They got all. I'm like, what? Where are you going? You gonna be a rapper for the rest of your life because you think it's easy? See, nowadays, back then in the '90s, you had to save up money to get to a studio to hopefully make some songs and do your own thing. And like, man, I got to get to the studio now.
There's no respect for that.
Now there's no more studio. Yeah, now there's no more studio. Everybody's house can be a studio now. You can studiolize your entire house and make your whole mixtape. Nothing has to be mixed down no more. You can just throw the stuff out on a mixtape and make money.
Got good hood though. That ride right.
Yeah. You know the most popular line in the new millennial rap is, I know he ain't saying nothing, but that beat go hard. That's all. That is a universal new millennial line for rap and to explain everything they like. When they see you ain't vibing with it, and you looking at them like, you like this? And they go, yeah, I know he ain't saying nothing. I know the song whack, but the beat go hard.
I'm just sitting there like, you just sit there for a minute like, I wonder how we get to this point we just stop caring about the words. Like, I used to have to respect the rap before I even listened to you. I had to respect you. Nowadays, he had a good beat. I don't have to respect you, dude. Yeah, I know you're lame, but this beat go hard. Listen to this. Okay, shorty.
You know how we get there? You know how we get there, Kahar? Drugs. Drugs. That's how you get there. Drugs. Drugs get you there. That's how. All you gotta do is look at LA. LA was perfectly designed. You had people that was flourishing in the 90s and the 80s. All that stuff was going great. They were going to school, getting jobs. They were wearing khakis and everything. Once the crack epidemic was unleashed in the 90s in LA, and when the report was pulled out, they killed the reporter, but they said he committed suicide by shooting himself in the head twice. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he put out all the information and with Rick Ross, the CIA, how they brought crack and everything into the ghetto and over in LA and started the crack epidemic. Exactly. And it was big business for them. Now they got all these people, they got Rick Ross to push it, and they had all these people distribute.
I don't care how we get so many users. That child, at that point, we're all promoting selling it. I'm selling it. I ain't say smoking crack. I said selling crack.
Because people smoked it differently. People who didn't want to try it, and when you smoking joints or reefer and getting high, and this they be all try this gonna get you higher. That's how it happens.
You know, I'm from Cali, so that marijuana discussion is a very hot topic. I'm like, you've always been firm on your beliefs that weed ain't gonna do no good for nobody. Nobody.
Nope. See, I'm just was very blessed that my household there was like not a lot of people doing any drugs, like any drugs. That like nobody in our house smoked a cigarette. My grandfather was the only person that smoked anything, and that was a pipe. Yeah, he had a tobacco pipe, or he'll go to the store and smoke one of them Black and Miles like Shannon Sharp, have a tap of sweets. That was it. He was the only person that smoked in the entire family. My mom, my uncles, none of them smoked. So our family, we didn't have to worry about things like secondhand smoke or nothing like that. We were always on point. So we didn't have that problem. We was all straight. So I didn't have a drug. So when people all started, hey man, you want some coke? Want some? I mean, nah. What I want that for? Man, this stuff will get you high. I don't need to be high. I don't want to not know what's going on. That don't sound that don't sound great to me at all. Like this chick tried to get me high. She was like, we were vibing so good and talking about old songs, and everything was going great. And she's like, well, they all smoking in the bathroom. We was at college. And it was like, man, we all smoking in the bathroom. Let's go. I'm like, I don't want to go in there. You don't want to smoke? No. What I want to go smoke for?
They look at you weird now, though. They're going to look at you weird
Exactly. She did. She looked like, well, it was nice knowing you. I'm like, oh man. It was me. It was me or the smoke, and I lost. It was me or the smoke, and I was out. I'm like, okay.
Because I feel like if you're not doing the drug with a person, you just make them feel like you're judging them. Like, a crackhead ain't smoking crack next to people who ain't smoking crack. Like,
exactly. Don't what you looking at me for? What you looking at me for? You judging me? I'll be like, look, what are you talking about?
People let their thoughts come out and they're really telling on themselves. You gotta listen for it, though. I realized that through the conversation, just sit there telling himself, I didn't know anything. You told me everything, girl. Because now I'm watching women I'm watching our generation women. Y'all don't see it, but slowly losing intelligence along with getting thicker. I mean, women are getting thicker by the second, but the intelligence level is just going down. Like, they can be book smart, but it's just like when it comes to civil and social IQ, I feel like they lose it. They don't have they lost it. They just say, oh, he smokes drugs with me, so he's cool. That's the only thing y'all got in common. We both smoke weed.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When drugs become your common bond, that's gonna always be the thing that divides you. Because anybody else gonna smoke, they're gonna go with them too. You don't know nothing about them. The reason why people don't have social communication skills with people no more because they don't really communicate with people. They always do it on social media now, so they don't really go out and talk to nobody. They'll go to somewhere else and they'll be in a nice restaurant. They want to go in the bathroom with their friends so they can take pictures. Girls be in the bathroom 35 minutes taking selfies. I'll be like, she was like, no, I was in the bathroom. I was alone. I'm like, no, it ain't. I got my phone right here. It's lighting up with these selfies. I see them. You didn't posted it already. They didn't post it. Oh, they did. Let me see. I'll be like, oh, man.
Like, they got something like they're always in competition. Like, women are in competition, but they hate competing. Like, oh, I love to compete, but I hate competition. Like, they just love that. I mean, that's the number one thing for women. It's just, I'm watching it. Like, they love to post things. And, oh, I'm trying to show everybody what I'm doing. I got to show you what I'm eating. Let y'all know.
A woman always feel like that. They gotta act. They always gotta feel like something's going on. They can't never have a night where they ain't just doing nothing. So it's like, what you doing? Oh, nothing, chilling. They ain't never like they can't never have that conversation. That's a man could do. What you doing, chilling? Watching the game. All right, bet. Straight. That's what's up. That's a guy's conversation. A woman gonna tell you she ain't got really doing nothing. That conversation gonna be 45 minutes of, oh, what you doing, girl? Oh, girl, I just came here, girl. I had this day off at work and this car, but they didn't cut me off and all this and that. Ooh, got me so mad, girl. I didn't yell at them little honey. I just laid my purse down and y'all humping to turn on this TV and see what's going on up in this house. Yeah, because girl, I'll tell you. My feet is killing me. Oh, yeah, you ever had that thing with your feet? I'll be like, what did you just say? Ain't nothing going on and get off the phone? What is you doing? Hey, all you just did is you just came through the door. Why are you giving her blow by blow about your day? Her friend is entertained. They want to keep going back and forth. And they be on the phone for like 6 hours straight, going back and forth over nonsense.
But you gotta let them not tell you they watch TV. They let you tell you they watch TV, that woman's gonna be corrupt. There's no good TV shows on. They're all reality shows. I hate reality shows. Like,
oh yeah,
that took down our intelligence level by another 5 points, at least 5. Even up there.
Of course.
Even with Flavor of Love, I was watching reality. I came in the
yeah, they took. Have you seen Floyd? You seen Flav get anything off of it? Flav had the #1 show. Period.
In America.
Yep.
For him.
Yeah, Flavor Flav on a Flavor of Love. They come out and steal his show, call it The Bachelor, and throw a bunch of white folks on the show. And it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. They got a show called WAGs. Wives and Girlfriends of Superstars. It's actually abbreviated. I was watching it with this chick. I'm like, you watch this?
I asked myself, like, I really asked myself this obvious question, that whole thing. Y'all, what do y'all do in y'all life? Your whole life is based off, I married this man. So, well, what's special about her? What she do? How she accomplish this? What, she looked slutty in the club one day? It's just, I don't like it because it brings on genre. It brings another brand of female. Now we got stripper-minded females because the only thing we got is strippers.
Exactly. And strippers and wannabe strippers. This girl's trying to inspire to be strippers. They look at Cardi B as that's the thing to be. Like, man, I want to be Cardi when I grow up. Yeah. You see them right now. They on the gram. They arguing over the Instagram because they can't show their body like that. Instagram, like, y'all let this other girl show her body. I can't show my booty. I'd be like, why don't you put some clothes on and show that you could do something else? Because you can't dance in the strip club when you're 40. What you gonna do then? No, they don't. They thinking by that time she gonna get her an NBA player. I'm like, don't you think the other stripper got that plan too? They thinking they gonna get a rapper or a baller, and do you want to be with a rapper? Rapper just gonna use you. He gonna marry you.
I always thought women were very naive. I'm like, you the only one? You had to be naive. You had to know somewhere down. I know somewhere down the line you had to think this ain't gonna be a faithful, marry me, take me to the, make a vow with this man. I don't think God wants that one. I think.
No, they what killed me is they put God at the end of it. They put God at the end of it, and they're right. You in the strip club and talking about God. Right. God threw a couple of dollars up there. God blew. That dollar that blew up here on stage, that could have came from heaven. I'm like, yeah, pennies from heaven. Yeah, because they're not used to talking to women. They're not used to talking. They thinking that they're watching rap videos, internet. That's all they know. They see a girl shake her booty. She got 30,000 people on her dog on Instagram, but got $5 in her pocket. That's the one, dog. That's the one. The other one, she got back shot. Look, that back shot, that's all she got, bro. Yeah, she be in her room with her drawers on and a thong twerking, but the whole room a mess. And got a baby rattle and everything on the floor. I mean, why don't you clean your house? Clean up a little bit. Right, clean up a little bit before you twerk. It's funny. You just really watch it. It's funny how men we just so. I don't know, man. It don't take much to please men. I feel like that's what kind of kills women trying to work. Like women, they do things to catch our attention because they do based off their intelligence and their conversation. They can grab us. Now it's all about body. Now the girl who doesn't have the super attractive body, but it's the super
makeup. She's not pretty. This girl has to get her eyebrows done. I'm looking at pictures of my mama in the 90s. Like, my mama ain't got no pictures from 80s to the 90s where her eyebrows are even touched.
Oh wow.
You watch how women have become more glossed up, and I've seen a change. It's like everybody's becoming more plastic, want to be more
Yeah, they want to look like they're a
artificial.
cartoon. I be like, you can't tell everybody look like Kim Kardashian. I think they go in that place and let me get the Kim Kardashian, and that's exactly. And they be like, you walk out of there looking like Kim Kardashian in the face. I'll be like, all of them look like Kim in the face, and they go get their bodies looking like that. I'm like, that's crazy.
Then you get a rapper, you gonna have that name on your neck, girl. You might be a ball player too.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? Most of them they not thinking about if they get married, then that's just the bonus. All they looking for is that baby. That baby is
marriage. Marriage is supposed to represent everlasting. Everything now is so temporary and instant. It's like Cardi B and Offset. They're instant dating and they're instantly getting married. I'm like, that's just so instant. I waited, there was no process.
Man, come on. Everybody saw that. I knew from the jump. She ain't leaving no Tommy. That's Tommy's girl, man. I'm like, that's gonna be Tommy's girl until it's over. That's just for business. That whole thing is another fake. That thing is a Dage Loaf and Lil Durk. Yeah, it's like you ain't fooling nobody. She was trying to hide the fact that she was a young MA, and I'm like, look, you might as well come out.
You might as well. When you look at everything, it's just for attention. I just hate everybody doing things just for entertainment. The Instagram, I gotta show a gun and let everybody know I'm serious. So I gotta make so many Instagram videos with this guy to make it feel like we're the relationship status quo. I'm like, that doesn't prove to me you're a relationship just because I took a picture next to you. That doesn't sum up a whole couple's relationship. So
that's why I don't be putting no couple stuff on my Facebook or my social media. Right. If you see me in a picture with a chick, she's a friend. Believe me, or somebody else. If you see me in a picture hugged up with her on social media, it's done for those purposes only. Because that's why you will never see these chicks come up off me. If I ever go blow up, it ain't gonna be the picture on Instagram. I was my night with Carcino and all this stuff and want to be all in my videos and spin off. Right, next thing you know, right. The only time I put anybody on there was a friend of mine. I'm trying to help her get her page on. She went ahead and she just don't have. She wasn't never gonna do it. She was just, they part time want to do it and just talk the good game. And I was like, I'll help you out because I'm right here. I'll plug your page and everything, but she ain't do nothing with it. So I'm like, well, I'm just wasting my time. So ain't no need of me keep going back and forth. But she want me to put her on my page, promote her, and use me in a platform of building up. Right? Like I'm like, okay, so you just want to make stuff on my page, and I'm supposed to pay you? Like, well, I don't need you. I don't need you for that. Ain't nobody like, man, see, we need that chick on in the video. Bring her back. They're like, oh yeah, we needed her, bro. You were missing. That's only you were missing. That's your Johnny Kills into a district. Right. See, and then when she goes, she gonna be like, yeah, I still want to be on the page. I'll be no. You ain't finna use me for nothing and then try to run off and do your thing and just use me. No, I'm sorry. It ain't that kind of party. You know how many times I've seen rappers get on your page? I seen man pull my new mixtape, my new. You know how many times I've seen people do that? I'm like, that's just so selfish to people. I'm like, shit. Hey, they trying to get on, man. I'm like, they trying to get on. So I can't do it. Like if they got their stuff there, some of them I check out. Like one of them, I wanted to use their song as an intro. All I did was on Twitter, I put the heart by it and retweeted it. It was a nice song. I'm like, that could be my intro for my videos. But last time I said the one time I think about 4 or 5 years ago, somebody made me an intro, and I was like, man, I'm gonna use it. I used the song for a while. Next thing you know, the dude was like, thanks, man, you helping me out. I'm giving him. Next thing you know, he trying to just like, yo, okay, man, but I might get a deal. So if you can keep the song, but I'm only gonna charge me now. Now you talking about charging me. First, you wanted me to promote it for you. I'm promoting it for you for free. Now you want me to charge me to use it. I was like, man, I took that song down and said, nah, I didn't need the song, bro. I didn't need the song. I was doing it for you, and I said that was nice of you since you went through the effort. Well, now you feel like, hey, I'm getting some hits. People paying attention to me. I might get a deal. So now you can keep it, but I'm gonna just charge you one time low fee. I'm like, oh no, you ain't.
Not really get no attention. Then start getting like, this is all the favor. I mean, at my point of this, I'm always saying, if it's good work, it's good work. You can't force. If it's not good music, it's not gonna resonate. And that's what 50 Cent's proven to me. That's one thing I will say. 50 Cent left in the game that I believe is underlooked. His amount of work he was putting out and the fact that it was resonating. If you can't make music that's going to resonate with the public, then you can put it on DJ Academic's page right now. I still ain't gonna listen to this garbage. You can put out Little Tweet and Guns Go Bang right now, and I will not listen to it if it's garbage.
Yep.
He good. I might still play it, but if it's all bad, it's all bad. But as musically culture, I watch Migos blew up. And when I watch Migos, I'm just like, they drove the culture. They drove the culture to another level. I watched it from their first ever mixtape in North Atlanta, where they came out from. I know exactly where high school they go to. I know pretty much everybody that knew QC. But when you watch the way they drove the culture, now you see so many different groups fight off that. Oh yeah, we got someone like the Migos in order to be successful in hip hop, and I felt like that's where I felt like the genre was dying. And you know what? I'm gonna give you credit. You had me listening to Nas Hip Hop Is Dead, and I'm listening to it over 10 years old now, and I'm like, you were telling the truth. Almost 10 years. I'm like, you were telling the truth about it. From Carry On Tradition to Dream, Still Dreaming. It's just all of it was telling you that we took the quick money, now we killed the genre. Now it's gonna happen. But hip hop dying is not a bad thing because we have to build it back up again. It's gonna start back from the real. I love that simple fact of it. You gotta give you credit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what I need, a little credit.